A very strange thing. I was walking down the stone path that leads towards my castle. I am on my way back. I have been on my way back for what feels like a lifetime now. And yet it never feels as though it's growing closer to me. If anything, it is farther away, further down the path, unreachable, intangible. Maybe as it always has been, and I've just been lying this whole time. It's wholly possible. On either side of the path, there are street lamps. Elegant things made of brass and glass with living flame inside of them, like the red orange of a selfish god. I am walking. I have been walking. This path is mine, and I have been walking it. And I pass street lamp after street lamp. Yet counting them does no good again, because the castle does not grow any closer, no matter how long I walk. Fun thing about time. Fun thing about space. Can you guess what the fun thing about time and space is? Snow is falling slowly, perhaps a little more slowly than it naturally would in your world. Something to do with time and space and the way they're just so fun here. It's falling slowly, but the ground is covered with it faster than I would imagine possible. My feet move more heavily. They take labored steps through the thick white stuff. They're frozen. I can't feel them. And as white snow fills my vision densely, more and more slowly, the air so thick with it, it's like I'm swimming in it. It's not falling anymore. It's just staying, building, piling up. I can no longer feel my body or see it. Oh yes, that's right, silly me, I keep forgetting. All is white. And when everything you see is white, it might as well be all shadow. It's just a little bit different, not too much. And the sound of the snow breezing by my ears is a kind of shadow of sound, too. This feels familiar. I should be afraid, because there is, rather uncharacteristically, no snow in my body's world. But in my castle's world, it feels the rules do not apply. The snow had to go somewhere, didn't it? It all went here. Someone's coming. I can feel it. just like last time. Only this time, behind my closed eyes, the snow has settled in there, too. I was visited last time we spoke by a forgotten god, one bright as fire, and temperamental as it, too. Who is visiting me this time, on this snowy evening behind my eyes? I am so lonesome in this snow. I'm just trying to get back inside, back to the castle where there is a warm fire, a room with stories, a room with fiction, a room for crying, a room for praying, a room for creating, a room for everything. How are the flowers? Are they cold? I haven't even thought of them. How are the creatures in the dungeon? Poor things. And how is the hungry librarian? How is she? I need to get back to the castle. I need to make sure that the critters from the pit aren't taking it over. Things haven't been the same since Halloween. Since I fell down. I don't know if I came back up. I think I'm still falling. At least I'll fall into soft snow. There's music once more. Always there will be that unfailing, unwavering. It's misty, falling too, like snowflakes gently settling and dropping and resting. Cold, distant. Wait, it's changing. Today I came back to writing this. I keep having trouble writing because I am stuck in this moment. And it's hard for me to possibly even imagine another moment from this one because this one is so perfect. In all its pain and ugliness and suffering, in all of it there are green things still insisting on growing. Children still refusing to stop playing. People still persisting with falling in love. Spirits still leaving bodies for brighter and stranger places. Ghosts still haunting the places they think they'll find their bodies. Monsters I birthed into existence in the shadows of my castle. Monsters I birthed into existence in the shadows of your nighttime mind. Wait, they distracted me. In all of the difficult darkness of this world, there is still nothing in the entire cosmos as glorious as being in this moment. I don't think I'm able to leave it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't. This is where it all is. Don't ask me to leave my beloved. Don't take me away from this. No. It's all right. It's all right. I can do it. Once upon a... Once upon a... Once upon a... Once upon a... Look up, child. Little one. Little fingers typing. Little low voice in microphone. Look up and see my great and terrible works. The castle is destroyed, crumbling stone by stone. I told you to stop building towers. I told you to stop building towers. I told you to stop building towers. I have torn down every tower you have built. A tower, a cellar, a lighthouse, a treehouse, apartment, castle. I have torn them down time after time after time to try and show you the truth. There is nowhere to go. There is no fiction to run to. There is no other place but here. What will you do with it, little one? Little typing fingers, little low voice. What are you doing here? I am not here. All is white behind my eyes this time. I trust in the spirit that takes me from this place to the other, the spirit I call my own. I trust in it more than this vengeful god who tears down my fictional palaces. Fine, tear them down. It's fine. I shall just open my eyes in another place. A place that is quiet. With music. Sacred music. An open window with the sound of cars and rain behind it. A warm climate change December rain. The trees beyond to the forest are there, and I'm certain there are spirits watching me, but I am busy. I am creating. There is a God who seeks your attention. The God demanding now. The God of demanding now. The God of the demanding now. The God who hates entertainment, who cannot abide distraction or permit escapism. Because the minute you escape them. There are those in this world who want you to sleep. There are appeasing fictions and arousing fictions, inciting, enticing fictions, but at the end of them they are finished, and the characters are done, and we all feel good. We feel great about the little world we made. God help me, I don't find I'm able to create dream worlds anymore. Little fictions, oh God help me, I can't. Don't make me go. Don't make me leave this moment. This imperfect moment where you are. God help me, let me stay here. Let me be more than letters typed on a screen. Sound waves floating up and down on Audacity. Fingers tapping on keys of a laptop or piano. Let me be the pain that makes them move. Let me be the love that drives them to existence. Don't let me slip away into sleep. This is a sleep podcast. This is a sleep podcast. Help me wake up. I'm frozen. When I was a child and then a teenager, I experienced sleep paralysis often. I have told you about it, haven't I? I would wake up in the middle of the night, and the TV would be off. Horror of horrors, because I always had to leave it on. Because voices comforted me. Silence terrified me. And darkness was the worst of it all. So I'd wake up to total darkness and silence, and be absolutely horrified. That was not part of the sleep paralysis, that was true. I'd reached to try to switch on the lights, but the light switch didn't work. A common trait of dreams, but everything seemed so real. I could swear I thought my arm moved. Yet it seems I couldn't move at all. I must have imagined it. Just as I imagined those eyes watching me from under the nightstand. Blue, bright, illuminating just a little of a crouched figure, watching me. Or another time, red eyes, tall and shrouded, stood tall watching me from the foot of my bed. Or another time watching me through the door frame, the door I had shut, now open. The figure of a woman who could be me, or my mother, or my long-lost grandmother, just checking to make sure that in my paralysis I was still breathing. I would wake up, and the television would be off, and the door would be open. It was so frightening, and yet I was never in danger. If I just gave in to the stillness, what more could I have learned? Experiencing a similar feeling now, I moved through life, through daily life, through creation, creativity, relationships, work, travel, etc., 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 etc. But a part of me is stuck, motionless, still, surrendering. I can't leave. I created this castle. You can tear it down, but I'm still here. And what will I do when it's gone? I have stopped planning. I cannot plan, I cannot. It's 2 a.m. Sunday. I'm trying. Listeners sometimes say, it sounds like you're tired, you can take a break. I am tired, but not of what you think. I need us to talk to each other. I need us to wake up. I am tired of us sleeping and pretending this is it. I am the god of now. I am the god of 2 a.m. Sunday. 10 a.m. Monday when you try to wake up and keep doing whatever this is before you go to work and I disappear for a little. I'll come back. The next time you allow it to be quiet. The next time you turn off the TV and just sit there staring at the black screen and your reflection in it. The next time you lie in bed and worry that you didn't do enough today. The moment you start thinking that instead, you will just lie there and listen. The moment you think you might be asleep, but you see eyes watching you from across the room. The moment you think you might turn the light on, but it would ruin everything. That's me. That's me. I am tearing down your castle. You don't need it. And if you do, make a new one, you fool. I am the god of now, the god of 2:01 a.m. The god of what music goes with the sound of sheer terror. The god of why are we not stopping and helping. The god of the quiet of the trees across the way through your open window. The god of is that a hand reaching and brushing your hair aside while you try to sleep. Shush, shush little fingers on the keyboard, little low voice in the microphone, little body in the bed. Rest, Now, sleep, little body in the bed. Sleep, sleep, sleep. All right, I give up. No story this week, just nonsense, stillness, nonsense, and a deep fear of the nothing in my imagination. Just going to go to the window to look at the empty street. It's wet with rain. The rain that came instead of snow. I feel worry about that briefly, but it is what it is. The trees across the street are still. There is no strong wind. The night is quiet here. I know the city isn't quiet everywhere. I know the world isn't quiet everywhere. But it's pretty quiet here. I've been writing whatever comes to mind. I've said before that I need to resort to stream of consciousness writing. It's been 6 years. Stories cannot always happen. It is what it is. It's 2:15 a.m. Sunday night. Said I'd have an episode. Is this an episode? Oh, it's an episode, all right. It's 2:16 a.m. Sunday night. I guess morning. Is this horror? I'm terrified. So it must be. I guess. It's 2:17 a.m. Monday morning. It's not insomnia if I refuse to sleep. For over 30 years, at least for as long as I can remember, I have been trying to see through this world into another. Trying to jump into books quite literally. Trying to smell tomatoes so deeply that I am absorbed into the soil. It's 2:18 a.m. somewhere in the cosmos that happens to be here. I once wrote a story about what I thought it would feel like to be absorbed into a black hole. I am not afraid. It's 2:19 a.m. Time moves too quickly here. My computer must be making that up as my fingers move on the keys. It's 2:20 a.m. I can't keep up with it. I'm trying to keep up with everything, but it's slipping away as I stay still, sleep paralysis setting in. Dreaming eyes. It's 2:21 a.m. A person, I think, has appeared on the street below, outside of my window, looking up at me, smiling, expecting something. The trees are fading into... It's 2:22 a.m. Stones. The trees have turned to stones lining the wall of a castle. A wooden door made of the trees appearing, but the carvings of dark angels, dryadic things, and bodiless spirits are gone. They are replaced with... It's 2:23 a.m. It's 2:24 a.m. It's the holiday season. I love that story about the selfish man who is visited by 3 ghosts and changes his destiny because he falls in love with all the little people who live around them, the little fingers and voices and bodies that exist in his little circle. He, it's 2:25 a.m., is enamored with their goodness. he is able to be because the ghosts are enamored with their goodness too. They're not perfect, but they are together. It's 2:26 a.m. Sorry, the door of the castle opens and I'm invited back in. I don't know if I can go in, I don't know if I ever left. A saint called it our interior castle. I learned about it after I decided on the idea for season 3. It's 2:27 a.m. But I think she said there are creatures lurking in the castle. And oh, I realized that on my own. There are creatures in there, sliding in and out of the rooms. There is a horror in not knowing what lies behind your own eyes, isn't there? So this podcast still counts. It's 2:28 a.m. I'll stop at 2:30. The God of now will make me sleep. And I'll wake up having forgotten all of this. I will be a little embarrassed when I look back at what I wrote, but I will record it's 2:29 a.m. it anyway, because if you make it, you have to finish it. That's how I keep making these. It's no trick of creativity. I just have to keep doing it. Now. It will be a different time soon. I'll leave at 2:30 a.m. But I'll meet you at a different time. None of it exists anyway, none of these times, so we're already there together. It's 2:30 a.m. I have to go. But I will find you in the timeless place, where we don't have to keep building towers or castles. Good night. Hello everyone, this is Kristen Zaza, your writer, narrator, host, composer, podcaster, etc. of God of Now, behind On a Dark, Cold Night. Thank you so much for joining me, for staying with me, for being in this moment with me. I appreciate it. Sorry for my absence last week. I'm struggling with being present in the moment and writing about other moments. Here's hoping that I'm working through it and not getting bogged down by it. How are you, my friends? Are you in the moment? Are you creating other moments? How do they coexist? Let me know in the comments. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much to everyone who supports the show on Patreon on a monthly basis. As always, I'm so grateful for my community of friends there. Thank you 1,000 times. And thanks especially to my latest patron of the show, Nina Nin. Thank you so much for your kind generosity, Nina. Everyone who supports the show on Patreon for $1 a month US receives access to my complete soundtrack of all 3 seasons of the show, while supporters of $5 or more a month get that, a bonus weekly meditation episode, and a monthly tarot reading video uploaded every full moon. To learn more, visit patreon.com/darkcoldnight. If you'd prefer to donate one time only without any perks, you can do so by visiting ko-fi.com, that's ko-fi.com/darkcoldnight. You can buy a t-shirt or a hoodie at bonfire.com/on-a-dark-cold-night, or you can subscribe to the Sonar Plus Apple Podcast channel, where you can receive access to my weekly bonus meditations, as well as lots of other great content from other Sonar Network shows, for only $3.99 a month. Learn more by looking up On a Dark Cold Night or the Sonar Network on iTunes. You can follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter at A Dark Cold Night, Instagram at Dark Cold Night Podcast, Facebook and YouTube under On a Dark Cold Night, and Blue Sky and TikTok at Kristen Zaza, all one word. This time of year things are always a little quiet in the podcast world, so if you had a moment and wanted to leave me a rating or a review on iTunes, Facebook, Spotify, or wherever else you can rate and review podcasts, I'd be very grateful for that. Thank you as always for listening, my friends. I'm hoping to podcast over the holidays, but I'm not sure when or how, so keep a gentle ear to the ground, but also be gentle with me as I try to catch up a little on this present moment here and now stuff as much as I can. Sending lots of love for a warm and loving holiday season, whoever and wherever you are. Take care, my friends, and sweet dreams. This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network. Sonar.